Help me. Help me.
Welcome back to Retro ReWire. My name is JJ, and in today's episode I want to go over Warrior Blade. Now, Warrior Blade is a part of the Rastan Saga. It's episode 3, and it's a game that I recently discovered. It was kind of a happy accident. I picked up Taito's Memories Volume 2, and this game happened to be a part of that collection. And I gotta say, when I first popped this game, it blew my mind. One of the things about it was its presentation, and as you can see, it has like an ultra widescreen type of setup, and that's because the original arcade machine utilized dual screens. And apart from the actual visuals, another aspect of the game that I was really like feeling was its soundtrack and its sounds. This game bumps. You know, all these things mishmashed, and you know, with all this fighting going on, a lot of chaos, you know, it's super fun. And as you can see here, from just from the game running in action, is that it shares a lot of similarities with the character Conan. And that's because Rastan was originally going to be Conan, but Taito, the game's developer and publisher, was unable to secure the license back in the glorious 80s. I believe Datasoft held the license back then. And so when they were making the original Rastan, they had to create that character, and then, you know, the rest is history. But one of the things that I enjoyed about this game, as I mentioned before, is its visuals, its art direction. It's kind of funky because, you know, during this time in the early 90s, mid 90s, there was a bunch of publishers just releasing a plethora of these sword and sorcery beat 'em up games, you know, from the likes of Capcom, Sega, IREM, Data East, and of course Taito. So this was a huge market, and a lot of those games are super rad. But I gotta say, together with the Dungeons and Dragons games, Golden Axe 2, The Revenge of Death Adder, you know, this Warrior Blade is definitely high up on my list, and it's a game that I definitely recommend that you all play. So let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of the game's release history here. And to do that, we'll go ahead and look at the booklet that came with this collection. And you know, there's not much to see here because it's actually pretty skimpy. All we have is a single screenshot. We see that it's up to 2 players, released in '92, features 3 characters, 2 monitor setup, at least the original arcade machine, and what button does what. And all of these buttons can be remapped. So if you're not comfortable with those, you know, you can definitely change them. And another interesting part is that this game also included a booklet, and this booklet has the arcade flyer. And it has the Japanese arcade flyer here. And one thing that's interesting is I actually don't know if the game was released outside of Japan, and that's maybe one of the reasons why it kind of just blew over my head. But I'll go ahead and I'll switch to the English flyer, and as you can see here, we got some interesting information. If we look at the specifications, the one that kind of stands out to me is that the game weighed 124 kg. That's 273 pounds, you know, so that's a huge machine. And we can see that it's the fourth generation in, you know, this kind of arcade cabinet with the dual screen setup, and that it utilizes Taito's Sound Force. And as you saw, you know, this game definitely hits hard in that department. And then we also see, if we go back to the screenshot of the booklet here, we can see a few of the arcade marquees. We see that there's a wizard in the game, and he kind of helps you out. You know, you collect a little orb and he'll be summoned. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name because it's super long and super complicated, but he's a cool dude. You know, you just go up to him and give him a little kick, and then he'll go ahead and cast one of his killer spells, and it just kind of wipes out most of the on-screen enemies. And then down below that, you know, we see that there's a few pickups, And the interesting thing, when you pick up a few of these little treasures, it kind of restores the wizard's vitality, I guess, and then you can keep them on screen for a little bit longer. But anyhow, that's pretty much the unboxing. There's not much to see, but the real jewel is the actual game. So let's go ahead and dive into some gameplay and check out Warrior Blade. All right, guys, welcome to the off-screen capture. There's going to be a few reflections there on the tube TV just because it's always sunny here in Japan. You know how it is. But anyhow, I have the Taito Memories Volume 2 collection loaded up in the old PlayStation 2, which is a brand new PlayStation 2 that I bought. It's a bluish purplish SCPH 39,000 model. Got it at a hard off for $5. Anyhow, it's about Warrior Blade. Let's go ahead and go get in this menu. And we have a list of the games, but we're focused with Warrior Blade, so I'm going to go ahead and get in here. Got some information on the right hand side, and then on the left we can remap our buttons, change the difficulty. I forget what this is. I'll have to, I guess, add that in a little bit later in the video. But here we have the aspect ratio. You can play in the game's original 8:3 or a squeezed 4:3 mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and be a heathen and commit a gaming sin and go into 4:3, but you will see why in a minute. So let me go ahead and do that. It's going to load. And there it is. Warrior Blade, Rastan Saga Episode III. Now I'm going to let the attract screen play out through here. But as you can see, we have the hero Rastan and his sidekick Dewey traversing the fairy forest in the lands of Depan. And yeah, I mean, look at these characters. They're pretty much straight out of Conan, It's no secret. And pretty much, there's the other character, Sophia, and pretty much those three characters are out of this film here, Conan the Destroyer. It's a pretty sweet cover. But there we have the profile of Rastan, who swings wildly. But let me go ahead and add some credits here. And you can see a map of Depan. Let me go ahead and so I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Here we go. And then we have Rastan, whose forte is power, speed for Dewey, and Sophia is all about range with that whip. But Dewey and Sophia, let's be real here. They're weaklings. We don't mess with them. Let's go with Rastan. Depan Road. And check this out. The reason why I went into 4:3 is because I'm going to go ahead and go into 16:9. And this gets us a little bit closer to the original aspect ratio, and I get a little bit more screen time, more real estate. So let's go ahead and let's do this. Now this is like the primer level, getting used to the controls. So if you get hit here, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to get hit. You really have to just stand around because the enemies are just coming at you. Look at these fools. Destined to die. Look, he's even running away. Destined to die right at the beginning. Now this little line here, that's like the TV. I might have to replace the capacitor sooner or later, but for now we're going to enjoy ourselves. We have so you can choose from 4 initial levels. We have the ship, castle, tower, palace. We will do the ship level, and I think I'll do the castle level when I go into the direct capture. The harbor village of Peslo. All right. Ooh, look at that. Did you see that brutal killing of the lizard man? But see, that's why I enjoy this game. It's just crazy goodness. Everybody yells, ah, and just goes into a splattering of blood. Now these knights, they're German knights. The reason why I know is because they're just like talking smack in German. Alright, come on, you fools. Give me that treasure. That's the only reason why I'm here in this land. Oh, I swear I just wanted to pick him up. That's the only reason he hit me. Okay. So, you know, as you can see, I'm collecting treasure. Look at that power pose. But what's interesting is when you initially start, you know, the game, you know, you choose your first level, and the enemies are going to be pretty easy to start off with. But as you progress through the game, the levels are going to get more and more difficult, and more enemies are going to be appearing. Ooh, what is it? Yes. Give me that power. Great level design, I like it. The art direction, rather. Look how, I want to walk downstairs like that, too. Ooh, come on. Now, these lizard dudes, they're going to be taking more swipes at you later on in the game. So for now, they are peaceful creatures. Oh, and we got the wizard. Let me cast a spell. You just kind of attack him, and he had the Death Blizzard. That's a sorcery. And according to the profile, you know, he's one of the most powerful sorcerers in the lands. And a good thing he's allied with our boy. Again, you know, this is like his favorite one to cast. He has a number of them, and but it's always this one. I think the coolest one is where he summons like this Medusa head, and just everyone turns into stone. But look at this sky. Look at all that parallax. Every retro gamer loves parallax. Heck, non-gamers love parallax. Anyhow, let's continue here. All right, get out of here, you. Talking to the wizard. Oh, he stays there. So I guess, because as you collect power-ups, it kind of replenishes his little gauge there. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit more, because I know that's what you all want. All right. And as you can see, this ship, the Sunken Kid, I believe is the name of that ship. But here's the enemy that was featured in the arcade flyer. And then as you can see the little details around here in this area, you know, we have like skeletal remains. Not mine, because I'm too vicious. Look at that. And there's other shields. Yeah, but this is kind of like an interesting boss. Check out that animation. This would have been glorious in the arcade. Oh. How dare you hit me. But it's pretty easy, and as I said, if you were to tackle this level, if this was like the 4th level you tackled, it would have been a bit more difficult. But not for someone like me. The Southern Kid is the name of the ship. The pirate ship, Southern Kid. I like this tune. It's kind of Castlevania-y, if that's even a word. Check this out. Oh god, I hit the wrong button.
Go, follow this path.
Oh gosh. Ooh, that's what I wanted to do. Just straight up. Ah, I like that attack. And that's why I like to throw enemies, because I run up to them and then sometimes he'll go ahead and do the death blow of death. But see, this part reminds me of like Castlevania.
Go, follow this
Oh, come on. How embarrassing. Alright, you fools. Get out of here. Scram. And again, we have a little bit of a subtle parallax in the skies there. Those red skies. I can't believe I died. But I'm playing at an angle. True story, bro. I guess I'll choose Sophia here just so you guys can see.
Go, follow this
Look at this. It's like she's at the club. The gentleman's club. Oh, come on. Ah, that fool. What a bunch of fools just falling to... See, they left. They're like, it's not even worth it. Why fight if she's not gonna
Go. Follow this.
whip us? Alright, look at this. Whew. Now that's Castlevania. Come on. But I do like the design on some of these enemies. Let's keep going through the Southern Kid. Oh, come on. That little shoulder ram is kind of reminiscent of the strike in
Go. Follow this.
Golden Axe. Oh, look at this. This is chill. You're just out on the harbor, slaying enemies, destroying barrels and getting your copper coins. What else are you gonna do on a wonderful evening? Just in time for death. There we go. More copper coin. Got some Twilight medicine. It's always good.
Go.
Give me my
Follow
copper
this path.
coins.
Hurry, while the divine winds
And it's cool, see, when there's a boss, the stance changes. And check out this boss. Pretty sweet. Now I'm gonna go ahead and attack it and kill it, as that is in my nature, but pay attention to the sounds it makes. Oh my gosh, look at this brutal killing. Doesn't even stand a chance. But it's... that yelling is kind of Godzilla-ish. Pretty sweet. Alright, here we go. So, just for the sake of transparency, I am doing the direct capture off of a MAME, just so we could have a little bit higher quality, you know, just so I can show you guys and you guys can see it a little bit better instead of just capturing from S-Video. But we're going to go into that castle, continue the journey into the Houseman's Forest, little Japan English for you. But as you can see here, I mean, this is just wonderful. I mean, look at this set piece, and you know, it really does help. Like this widescreen, ultra widescreen, 8:3 ratio. I mean, what were these guys thinking? It's genius. Gonna get my points here. Let's see if I can make it without getting hit. Whew. This is the way to live, freely wielding my sword, going after treasure. Let's see how many of these. Oh, jump! How Horseman's Forest. Okay, so this is a little different. Right there on the level looks a little different. And this is a great way to build up those points. Oh, 23, that's a new record for me. So here we go, the Enchanted Castle of Zanenstaff. Let's take out this king. And look at the perspective, the grand entrance. Those guys have a funny little look. Alright, here we go. Take out more of these knights while getting treasure. Now, because this is MAME, I did end up mapping the desperation move, so I will use it. Silver coins. Now, it's interesting because on the PlayStation 2, you know, you get a lot of copper, but in the arcade, the drop rate is definitely faster. Maybe I think let's see. Ooh, boom! You saw that. See if I can make a grand entrance here. Ooh, that's the way to do it. Who needs to knock? I'll just break down the door with my knee. with my tiger knee. Now you can hit these statues, and you definitely want to do that. Look at this blade. Oh, give me that treasure. See, gold coins, silver. This is the place. There we go. Now, oh, that was great. My favorite move with fire. That was a brutal killing there. But I mean, this level, you know, they're short, and this is great because it keeps things fresh. Because, you know, with these games, the gameplay isn't, you know, it's not complex, and for some, maybe for younger gamers, you know, it could be a little bit more boring and whatnot. But changing the environment, that's a great way to kind of keep things fresh. Oh, come on. And I was about to comment that the platforming is definitely a lot better in this game, and then I go and die. But that's on me, man. I can own up to it. Going up. Unfortunately, the sky here is a little bland. But still, let's see this. Check this out. This is the kind of guy I am. Oh, get out of here. Oh, come on. Helping your buddy. Boom. Straight up killer. You're not gonna take me out. No life. Final boss, everything's on the line. My kind of odds. Now this is how you make a game. Look at this. Look at this direction. It's so great. Oh, gosh. That's okay, you know, that's okay. You know what? I'm gonna go with Dewey. Let's get him some. Poor guy. He's just always on the sidelines. I mean, look at his attacks. He's all about the speed. Now I don't care if I die. I've proven myself. Come on. But this is just oh, that was about that. Okay, that was cool, Dewey. And see, you know, that's it. Wow, just excellent. Definitely. I'm not going to show all the bosses. I don't want to do that. I want you guys to experience this. And what did we get? He was hiding the crown under. He was under the throne. Wow. But anyhow, that's it for the direct capture. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and cut back to me, and we're gonna go ahead and close out the video. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Today we covered Warrior Blade Rastan Saga Episode III, published and developed by Taito in 1992. And as I've been saying throughout this whole video, the art direction, that ultra widescreen, the sound, you know, just everything about this game just hits hard. Add sword and sorcery and beat 'em up into the mix, and you got a winning formula in my book. I'm really glad that I discovered this game, and it's one that I'm going to be playing throughout the years moving forward for sure. And what else could I say? You know, the game made it out to the arcade, of course, and as also to the PlayStation 2. I don't think it made it to any other platform aside from those two. And once again, you know, this is the collection, the Taito's Memories Volume 2 or Gokkan 2. So definitely, you know, try to score a copy, or, you know, find another means to play the game, because that's what really matters here, is playing this game. It's that good. And anyhow, you know, thank you for checking out Retro ReWire. My name is JJ, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Ciao. But I recommend that everybody play it. This is the end of today's episode. Developed by Taito in 1990.